up with it now. So now listen. So when it comes to being a Jupiter dominant person, right? So now you got many people who hone in on different characteristics or different ways to highlight these traits. I'm just gonna give y'all a very simplistic way, although I do know a way more in depth, complex way. But let's just talk about what's that planetary dominance off the planet for now. So now, you know that you are Jupiter dominant off top if you are a Sagittarius or you are a Pisces ascendant. Why? Because the ascendant rules over what? The identity. It rules the self. In Vedic astrology, the ascendant is called the Lagna, and the Lagna also rules over the brain as well. You see what I'm saying? The ascendant rules the overall life path, right? It's you as the physical manifestation here on Earth, because when you were born, when you first came out the womb, what zodiac sign was rising over the eastern horizon, right? You see what I'm saying? And the certain mathematical box is calculated in, because all zodiac signs are not equal in Vedic astrology. The real constellations are large, like Virgo was way bigger than a lot of other constellations, but the way they mathematically divide them, right? You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how the frame is really actually going. So now, you're a Jupiter dominant person if you are a Sagittarius ascendant, like me. I'm a Sagittarius ascendant. Or you're a Pisces ascendant, right? Right? So now you are also a Jupiter dominant person if you have like your moon in Sagittarius or your moon in Pisces, right? But with an exception, right? You are going to have either the planet Jupiter. You really got to have the planet Jupiter aspecting it or with it, right? And what do I mean by that? Like if Jupiter is 7 places away, looking directly opposite towards it, in tropical, I call that aspect opposition. In Vedic, we call it mutual aspect, right? You see what I'm saying? So let's say your moon is in Pisces and Jupiter's inside of Virgo, now it's aspecting, boom. You see what I'm saying? When Jupiter is basically aspecting its own sign, or a planet that's in its own sign. You see what I'm saying? Jupiter's going to amplify that energy more, because the planet that rules over, like if you got Mars in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Jupiter is going to be now sending its energy back onto that planet, right? So it's making that planet themes even more dominant, right? You feel what I'm saying? Because the planet are already controlled by Jupiter. Now Jupiter is basically reinforcing that energy back onto the planet that's occupying its sign. You see what I'm saying? In a particular house. So you got to have like a Sagittarius ascendant, Sagittarius moon, Pisces moon, Pisces ascendant, or have Jupiter aspecting any of them. Have Jupiter inside the ascendant. You see what I'm saying? Or another one. You have like, a strong Jupiterian aspect inside of the 4th house, right? Because the 4th house rules what? The happiness. You understand that? Or if you have Jupiter and Mercury connected, right? Because now your thought processes on a day-to-day basis are ruled by what? They're ruled by Mercury, but now Mercury is also being influenced by what? The Jupiterian aspect, right? So now, why do I say that? What does the Jupiterian aspect actually do? So Jupiter adds wisdom, right? So if you got Mercury, right? Mercury is very analytical. It's your thoughts, how you communicate, how you process shit, right? So now, guess what? The flair of Jupiter is being added to. So now when you process things, it's not just from an all the way technical manner, it's also from a very principled, philosophical nature as well. You see what I'm saying? And since that philosophical nature is basically infused inside of the way that you approach things and understand things and figure things out, you see what I'm saying? You are always using a certain level of wisdom when it comes to, your thinking capabilities, right? You see what I'm saying? Like you won't be because you got to remember, Mercury is a very detail-oriented planet, but Jupiter is a very, what's the bigger picture type of planet. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have that aspect all in it as a whole. But when you have Jupiter, typically when you have Jupiter dominant traits or whatever, or also if Jupiter is with your south node as well, or if Jupiter is also with your north node as well, right? Because you got to remember, North Node in Vedic astrology is called Rahu, and Rahu is a booster. It's the planet that boosts things. You see what I'm saying? And Jupiter is also the planet of wisdom. So guess what? Boosting things and also adding a flare of rebelliousness to it. In case it was what? The subconscious, instinctual nature of people. Your past lives, whatever. Jupiter is filled right there, right? So the subconscious spiritual nature of you is shit that you just do instinctually off rip right now. Jupiter is being added with that. See what I'm saying? So this could be people who could be very preachy, or they could be preaching and sometimes they want to get away from their role of being teaching, but of being a teacher, but everybody recognize you have valuable insight about shit. Because K2 does still separate things. See what I'm saying? This could be a person like, yeah, I get the wisdom, but I just tired of everybody coming to me, but everybody know to come to you, because when you get them information, it's very, very informal. And they like, you know what? I feel like this person could really, really help me a lot. So yeah, so that's how you know that if you a Jupiter dominant person, right? You're gonna have to really have that shit, right? Because you gotta remember it. And now you might say, well, Mercury is not like a main planet like the sun or the moon or whatever, because those like your identity, yeah, but Mercury is the thought process, right? And that's very important, right? Because you have to think every damn day. You might not have to think deep, right? Or remember, Mercury is very conversational energy, right? You see what I'm saying? And that flare of Jupiterian energy is being dominant in the way your speech and your communication style. So the other people, even if you ain't no Sagittarius, no Pisces, none of that, they seeing, okay, this person is wise. They're very helpful. I feel like I'm in the presence of a teacher. I feel like when they talk to me, I'm learning. You see, so they getting that Jupiterian vibe from you regardless, right? So yes, this is just a very simplistic way to understand it. You know, it's a very simplistic way to understand it. But for the most ones, it's going to be having like Jupiter, like having your Jupiter, having a Jupiter ascendant, Pisces, Sagittarius, having Jupiter in the ascendant for any zodiac sign that could be there. Aries in the first house with Jupiter, Virgo in the first house with Jupiter, still going to make you dominant in the Jupiter prospect because it's in the first house of identity, right? So yeah. But other than that, y'all, listen, just if y'all want your birth chart read, y'all already know where to go and come. Go and come and holler at me.